Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Harika. So in today's session, I'm going to explain you how we can extract the information from unstructured data. So we have seen in the previous videos how to extract the information from the documents which are actually aligned with each other. Like I can say the structure of the data, either we can consider it's a table format or information from a document which is at a particular position. Basically, we have used form-based extractor, which is used to extract the information at a particular position in all the documents. So we will consider them as structured documents. But in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can pull out the information from the unstructured documents. So for more clarity on how the documents look like, so here I have taken two documents. So this is one receipt of gas station. So here, if you just observe, we have date here and some number mentioned over here and the time. And also we have the total amount along and also the merchant is different. And the second document is something like this. So I have kept them under bills. And basically these both are scanned documents. So the second document looks like this. We have date here and we have total amount here, and if you just observe, this format is completely different from the document which I've shown earlier, this one, right? So this is how we will refer unstructured documents as. So they don't follow a single pattern. You, if you just observe both the documents, there is no significant relevance between one and the second document. So that's how they actually appear. So now I'm going to use machine learning extractor in order to get the information out of these. So if you're not familiar how we will do document understanding and what are the steps that we do as a process involved in this, so you can check to the previous videos. So as a part of that, so here also we will be using the same process, but little bit difference would be there. But to, if you haven't watched, it would be little quick for you, so just go and check out those videos so that this will give even more clarity for you. So first of all, I'm loading the taxonomy manager. So as this is unstructured, I'm naming this as unstructured group, and I would add under the category of receipts and the document type. So I'll just save this and I'll add the document type. Let's name this as gas bills, and I wanted to add one field. So let's extract something from here. Let's say I wanted to extract the date. So I would say the date here, or invoice date of type date. So I'm not providing any optional value here, because if it is varying from the one which is appearing here, then it would throw an exception. So basically, as we're using unstructured, so it's not relevant, or it's not important that both the bills would be of same format. So preferably I am not going to provide any format for the dates, as also it's mentioned optional. It would not, it's a mandatory field that you have to provide it here. And after that, let's extract one more field. Let's go for the total amount. So here, if you just observe, total is $60, and for here total is mentioned somewhere around here. So I would go ahead and provide total. This is a number. So let's do for these two now. We'll see how this works. And I'm saving it. So once after you save, we will get the JSON file here for the taxonomy. So after which I have to load the taxonomy to get the output that I have to use going ahead. So I'm loading the taxonomy, which I would be taking it, output would be taken into a variable which is of type. So The type of that is document taxonomy. And after that, I should digitize the document. So the path of the document I have to provide here, as I have two files in my folder, I would take a assign activity just like how I have done earlier, and I would load them into a list. So I have them in a bills folder, and I wanted to read all the files from there, and I wanted to convert them into list. So let's take that into a list variable. So this should be of type list. So system dot, so it will be under this. You can select this as a part of string, and after which you have to iterate this following procedure for each item that we are extracting from the files. So I would go for each and have to digitize this document. So for each item in this list, I would name this as, I preferably name that here. So if you just observe, it's throwing an error, one or more validation, no OCR. Okay. So I would give docu path. Let me see if the variable is created. Yeah, this is created already. And I have to provide document text. This is just like the one which we've done earlier, and the DOM. And let's take the OmniPage OCR. So you can find this under the activities, uipath.omnipage.activities. Under that package you can find it, and it doesn't require any input and output that needs to be provided. It would be handled by using the digitized document, and after which I have to classify the document. So for which I would be taking classify document scope. I would pass the path, the taxonomy, document text, and DOM. The output results would be classified results. And after which you have to pass the classifier. So I am going to take the keyword based classifier. So first I need to configure, which I have to select the gas bills, and I have to manage learning. So before to which I have said you that we have to use a JSON learning path file. So as we don't have one, I'm going to create one temporary file, and that would be done. So here, what were the keywords that are specific to your document? So based on that, it would pick that document and that would be classified. So that's how we have to give this keywords. So let's suppose you can observe in this, you have fuel, you have total, you have gas. So all these are which are used. Let's suppose you have different categories. Let's suppose I have gas station bills, and then I have restaurant bills, and I have something else. So in that case, I would give a keywords that would pick my gas station bills alone and then restaurant bills separately. So it would classify from this path. So I would go ahead and give fuel, and what can also be the fuel gas. So I can give pass more gas also. That would help my bot to pick them unique. So If you wanted to give as a two words in a single string, you can code them and give. Otherwise, it would be, let's suppose if you give separately, then it would be considered as two separate words. Then I'm going to provide fuel. Let's see what is there with respect to the second one, gas station. And I have pump. So let's give these two words as well. So let's save this. And now by this time my document will be classified, and after which I wanted to extract the results. So for which I would be using extractor. In For placing the extractor, I should have data extraction scope. So I would place the data extraction scope. So my classified results are in the zeroth. It's an array. So I have to pick it up from the first item inside that array. So I have to give it as 0, and then I'll get my extracted results as output. So which I would be giving extracted results. And here I have to drop my machine learning extractor. So here the role of the machine learning extractor comes into picture. And if you just observe here the URL to the machine learning server, here they have provided two endpoints for us, which are already pre-trained models. So the advantage with machine learning extractors is you don't have to customize area just like how we've done in case of form-based extractor. In the same way, for the regex, we have to write the regular expressions in order to extract the information. But here it's very simple that we already have the pre-trained models, which by default can get the information with respect to invoices and the receipts. So it already knows what could be the reasonable information that an invoice can hold, that a receipt can hold. So that's why we are using these endpoints which are already available in order to extract the information. So you don't have to check for any information. You can directly give https. So in my case it's receipts.uipath.com. But there's a limitation here that whenever you're giving a receipt or invoice in the community version, then in that case it you can use only 50 per an hour. I believe that's a limitation we have as of now with respect to community version. So I'm going to my cloud. So here I have shown you that we have to pull out the API key so that you can get it from your cloud. So once after you get the API key, you can pull out the information, for which you have to go to admin and then licenses. You can just copy this API key and then just paste it over here. So that's all. And then you have to configure the extractors like how we've done earlier. But here, if you just observe, we have two fields. So just select them. And when you're selecting the receipt date, you have to pick one of the item from the drop down which actually suits the information that you wanted to extract. So the date would be as you can see there's only one date that's available, so you can just select the date. And the total, you have the total also. So along with that you have many other fields like name, vendor address, phone, and then tax, which is common in any of the receipt. And you can also extract the receipt number. So if you just observe, we have invoice number here, and also in this case also we have invoice number. So we have I believe there should be tags, but I cannot see in this case. but let's check with the other. Okay, there's no tags available here, but usually in any restaurant bill you can find the tags. So in that way you can extract these all information. So you can extract items, expense type, currency, so all these information that is already there in this particular extractor. So you can just have to map, so which should be pointing to which of the particular name that you have selected in the taxonomy. So you have to map them, and that would do the purpose. So you just save this, and after extraction, like the previous ones, you have to export this extraction results. So just have to do, okay, before to which we have to do the validation. So I'm just pulling the present validation station. So I'm just providing the docu path and then docu text, DOM, taxonomy, and the results I am getting from extracted results, I am validating it here. So those results I would be passing here, and I'm converting that into a data set. Here let's write, as we have both the files, let's write into an append. Let's use append range and write it into a workbook. So into a sheet one, I would say data. So if you observe in the previous videos that we were using the data sets, as we have two tables in that. So the first table would be usually the unformatted one. So that's why I'm writing the unformatted one. Okay, I don't have option for append range to add the headers. So let's see how this works. And also we can see there are something called as, with respect to machine learning extractor. Okay, I just forgot to mention one thing. So if you wanted to use the machine learning extractor, you have to use uipath.documentunderstanding.ml.activities package that you have to install. So then you can find the machine learning extractor. And with respect to machine learning extractor, we also have machine learning extractor trainer. So let's see how does this works in the next video as well. So this, as of now in this video, I'm using machine learning extractor. So I'm just executing this workflow and see how this extracts the information from me. Okay, input document not found. So it says document not found. Okay, let me just debug this. I believe this could be the reason, because that's an object and we are passing this as a string. Let me just try it again. I'll put a breakpoint so that I can watch what's happening. So I'm here now. Let's see what docupath holds. So it says null. The value is null. What is there in the docu list? So it has two bills, but this value is null. Okay. I believe there might be some duplicate operation, something like that. Let's troubleshoot this. What's the issue? We can find it out. So I can see docu list is having the value. So Okay. So I have defined docupath here, but the scope is inside the body. So I believe that was the mistake. Let's check if docupath has the value now. So if you see, it is having one bill. So you can just troubleshoot that way if something goes wrong. So scope also plays a major role. You always have to check what argument is defined where and everything. So it has to go to the validation station and pull out, show me the results that are extracted from there. So if you see, it has shown the gas bills and it is showing the confidence level as 74%, and the receipt date is extracted, correct. And then the total amount is $60, which is again correct. So I'm just saving this, and you should trigger my second document. So this is my second document. We have seen that totally the format is completely structure of one document is completely different from the other, but still it has pulled out the information and it is saving it properly. So if you just see, the confidence level is 74%. So instead of if let's suppose if there's a scenario where the confidence level is 100% and it is extracting the information very correct, so in that case you don't have to go to the validation station every time. So we can set that confidence score also when you can tell the bot to trigger the validation station at certain confidence levels, let's say 50% only, then you can come to the validation station. Otherwise it can skip. So we can write that conditions also. Let's see how we can do that in the future videos. And now we have extracted, and we've seen how we can use a machine learning extractor and scrape the information from the unstructured documents which are not at all relevant to each other. So this is how we can do by using the machine learning extractor. I hope this video is useful to you, and if you have any questions, please do comment in the comment section and I would reach out. And if you wanted to see any of the videos in particular, like any of the concepts that wanted me to make videos on, please do suggest them in the comment section. I'll definitely consider them. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for my channel.